Hey everyone, Crumplecorn here with my second Artifact Assault commentary. This one's focused on defense. This is a game in which I'm not coordinating with the team, but we end up kind of, I don't know, mutually agreeing not to bother going after the artifact. We all just play defensively and go for a points-based win. As I said in the last video, if the number of artifact captures is equal, it comes down to the team's score, standard score, to determine who wins. So one potential strategy for winning is to not go after the artifact at all and just prevent the enemy team from taking yours and in the process getting lots of points from killing them over and over again. And that's basically what happens in this video. The defensive setup I tend to use is knives and the tripwire mine. You can see we throw a tripwire mine down there on the chasebreaker. That's not so much to catch people coming in, because coming into a chasebreaker is stupid because it's kind of obvious. But people will tend to try to run out using chasebreakers, obviously, and if you stick one of those down, it'll slow them down that little bit. The knives are fairly obvious use as well. If you're playing defensively, you're going to need to slow people down once in a while, whether it's just to kill them easier on their way in, or if they do happen to get the artifact, to make sure they don't get away. In the background there you'll see a guy running along. He didn't show up as a target because he wasn't on our side of the map yet. So one strategy for approaching unnoticed is to get as close to the enemy base as you can, or to get as close to your chosen route into their base as you can without actually crossing the line, and that way they won't know that you're there unless they see you, as I saw him that time. Compass then shows another guy who's somewhere on this roof, so I go running around trying to find him and kill him. Back at the start of the match in the base, and when I first left the base, I joined blend groups. The reason behind that is that people will look ahead to see if there's any obvious pursuers in the area before moving in and trying to get the artifact. So if you stand in a blend group, it makes you a little less obvious. Obviously disguise, if you use it, can make you a lot less obvious, but since it's so temporary, I don't actually find it that useful on defense. There's another guy running in who just crosses the line, so I'm able to hop into the stack with him and get a hidden kill. Quite nice. I have tripwire mine back. The way tripwire mine works is after the countdown runs out, you can set it again, even if the old one hasn't exploded, but it does remove the old one. So it can appear that your old one has exploded when it actually hasn't. Here I'm just following the compass to somebody who's trying to use an obscure route in. In this game I focus on defending by standing in the middle of the map. The reason for that being that the compass is clear there, so even though it can be troublesome if they get close to your base and run in to get to them in time to stop them stealing the artifact, you do have the advantage that you will see pretty much exactly where they are once they do cross the line. This guy's quite good at running, so I end up running around in circles trying to kill him. And it's all going to go wrong in a minute, as I'm not going to see the wall coming up on me, and I'm going to run across and turn into a target and get myself killed. But anyway, another approach to defense is to actually hang around in the base and rely on knowing when they come into line of sight and just using your eyes to find them, much like in deathmatch. The advantage of that is that you don't leave the artifact undefended, but the disadvantage is that if you don't spot them, they can run in and grab it, or they can even stun you. If you look in the top right at the target portrait at the moment, you'll see the flag icon is on him. That means I've got the compass set to track him, so it's handy to check that to make sure you're not accidentally tracking the wrong target. You will find sometimes that the enemy will have lots of people running around in your territory to try to encourage you to chase the ones who don't have the flag, which doesn't achieve very much. Right now the compass is showing that one of them is right in our base. That probably means they're disguised and sneaking in, and the guys in the base without the compass can't tell exactly where he is. So I move in to try to point him out, but they already got him, so that's fine. At this point I think that my tripwire mine has been used up. I'm not sure if I'm actually right about that, but I run in briefly into the base and just chuck one down anyway, because there's not much point in having it if it's not in use. Now someone else entered the area. There's one who's close, and that's him, and he's run back to his side. And there's one going into the rear of the base, so I'm going to see if I can head him off before he gets to the artifact. Given the fact that he's coming from the back and he's moving slowly, he's probably going to try to sneak in. So I'll probably find him walking slowly along here. And there he is. He hasn't even bothered disguising or getting into a blend group. So easy kill there. You may notice that I'm not going for points on these kills. I'm just running around starting chases. That's because I'm focused on winning the match, which won't require a lot of points from us, because we're getting the kills and they're not getting as many stuns as we're getting kills. So even if I'm not getting good kills, we'll get enough points for the team to win, as long as they don't get the artifact. So the important thing is to kill them before they get to it. So I'm just, as soon as I see them, I'm just running and killing. No worry about points. If you're interested in getting personal points for yourself, for your top score or whatever, I would say the best method is to play defensive and go for good kills, even if it means losing the artifact once in a while. Just stay in haystacks, blend groups, whatever, and only pop out when you're going to get a good kill out of it. The other option is to play against a terrible team and just steal the artifact over and over again. But the artifact only gives you 500 points when you steal it, which is about the same as a good kill, so really for points I'd say it's more reliable to play defensively. Although I haven't tried going for personal squares, so I could be wrong on that. That guy just walked across the border there and popped up as a target. I don't know what he was at. Maybe he was trying to distract me from this guy. But that's not going to work. I'm going to sprint back here and see if I can see him. He is over there. And it's all just a case of getting in between them and the base just as they make their sprint for the base, and they'll run right into you. There's something going up there with my teammate, because my teammate is right where that guy is, but he's not dead. And it looks like my teammate is crossing over into their side of the map and is about to get himself killed. Yep.
You are now
so I'm not. I'm going to stay on this side where it's safe. I'm only worried about killing people, so he can do what he likes on his own side of the map. I hang around here for the moment in case he tries to come back and make a run for it. It looks like he's just going to sit on a bench and then run off. I'm not sure what he's at. And he runs across and dies. That wasn't too smart. Whatever. Yeah, and I taunt him. That's nice. This can devolve into lots of nonsense. You could end up with 3 people from each team staring at each other across the wall, chucking smoke bombs and tripwire mines and firecrackers across the border, trying to get stuns and all sorts of stuff. That doesn't happen too much in this game, I don't think, because they're so focused on actually getting the artifact. He was disguised, but moving in high profile on the compass gave him away, so that was no problem. There's 2 more in our territory. Compass light up. Yeah, so he's trying to come through the back area here. I know he's out here to the right, so I'm just going to turn right and mash kill, and there he is, and he's dead, so that's fine. So this style of defensive play, this is basically what it comes down to. Lots and lots of running around, following the compass and mashing the kill button. I have everyone else, I think, on the team is playing defensively, so there's always a few people at the artifact. If you've got more of a standard split between offense and defense, you will find when playing like this that the artifact itself is actually undefended, so if you don't manage to cut someone off and they get in, they may grab it and manage to run off. So you got to watch out for that. I still kind of prefer to defend this way, because as I say, if you defend at the base and you get it wrong, you're going to end up stunned and they're just going to run off into the sunset with your artifact, whereas at least out here, even if you have to cut them off on their way back to their base, the compass will show you exactly where they are, so it's not too much of a problem. It looks like this guy's going to walk through this corridor right to me, but he doesn't. So I go through to get him instead. It looks like it's someone else going for a slow approach. He goes to walk through a chase breaker. Makes him obvious because NPCs don't walk through chase breakers. Chase breakers can make nice approaches because people may think that because it's unstealthy to do it, that attackers won't do it. But I do it a lot of time. I just run through a chase breaker and there's nobody defending the other end of the chase breaker, so you can run right in to the base through one of their own chase breakers. It can work quite nicely. This guy is in fact about to do that. He expects that I won't be covering the chase breaker, so runs through it, but it doesn't work because the compass lets me know he's off to the left. One thing that's tough to defend against single-handedly is if multiple enemies come in at once, because even if you kill the first one, the second one can just stun you. So for that, it's handy to have at least a couple of you running around on defense. Here's another guy who's trying to be smart and hang around just outside our side of the map so that the key doesn't show up on the compass, but since I saw him I was already moving towards him when he entered our end, so oh, somebody's knifed me and has popped back out of our territory, so I think they're just trying to distract us, sending people in simultaneously from different angles so that we get spread out and go after irrelevant people. But it's not working because we're all playing defensive, with all of us on defense and all of us running around with our compasses active. It's very hard to get past us. Here's another guy who thinks that by acting like an NPC I won't see him. Doesn't work, again. It does get a contested kill though, which is something, I guess. And the game's about to end, and we have actually managed to prevent either team from scoring, and we have the higher score due to kills, so it's all worked out. I don't think they even managed to steal the artifact often, if at all, that game. So that's basically defense in this mode. This video doesn't really showcase defending from inside the base, but I mean, if you played chess capture, you know what that's like.
And if not, you can imagine it. You're standing around a base, your compass doesn't work, you try to kill people who come into the base. It's pretty simple stuff. The offensive video that's up next will probably be more interesting to watch because there's more action in it, but actually playing defense can be a lot of fun because when it works, it's just people running to you and dying over and over again, and it's quite satisfying, really. But offense in the next video. That's all for now. See you next time.